Most people are familiar with this symbol of a Daoist. This part, the white part, is called the Yang. This part, the dark part, is called the Yin. So within the Yang, once the Yang reaches its height, there is a Yin, the seed of the Yin within it. Once the Yin reaches its height, the seed of the Yang is within it. So most people realize or recognize this symbol as a two-dimensional flat black and white. But actually it is a three-dimensional symbol. It is not a two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional. So what is this? This is a door stopper that I found in one of the DIY shops. And because it just sort of felt very good, I bought it. So it's a door stopper. But there is the Yang, there is the Yin. It is not a two-dimensional flat object. It's a three-dimensional entity which rotates. So within the Yang, there is a seed of the Yin, and within the Yin, there is a seed of the Yang. Now, you can take it further and see the symbol as a sphere. So, it is not, again, a two-dimensional object. It's a three-dimensional sphere that it rotates and turns. It is not static, flat. So the duality of a Tao can be sort of explained as you look at it from a three-dimensional viewpoint, which we'll look at it. We'll have a look at it as we go through different topics. So, as I said before, things don't appear as they seem to be. This is the wrong saying. Things don't. If you look at the Taoism or this sphere, once the Yang reaches its height, there is the seed of the Yin within it. Once the Yin reaches its height, there is the seed of the Yang within it. So, one of the principles of the Taoism is nothing remains the same. The only thing that is constantly turning is change. So, if you are in the height of the darkness, don't be disheartened, because there is a little light at the end of a tunnel. And if you're at the height of the Yang, pleasure and joy and having, don't be arrogant, because right at the height of the crest of the wave, there is seed of the darkness in it. This is the way the Tao works. It's the principle of the universal law. And no matter how much one tries to change this and control it, it is the way the universe will work. Now, as we go along, I will apply the principle of a Yin and Yang and the examples of Yin and Yang to everyday life and to medicine, science, to love, emotions, food, sex, in relationships, because the Taoism applies to anything, to religion, philosophy. The principle is the same, and I'll give examples as we go along. Now, I'll give you a few examples, simple examples to start with the principle of Taoism, or the examples of Taoism. The sun, the moon. Male, female. Success, failure. Health, disease. In naturopathic medicine, as a naturopath, we don't call it disease, we call it dis-ease, the lack of ease. So, health, dis-ease. Top, bottom. Forward, backward. Right, left. Again, in some, in the Western particular culture, particularly with the Romans, the left was considered dark, and that's what it was called, sinistra. The right was called dextra. The left was called sinister. So they trying to kind of cover this. So if a child was writing with the left side, they used to punish him, say, no, write with your right side. Right, left, right, wrong. One is not superior to the other. There is no superiority of the yang over yin, male, female. Everything is at its equal proportion. Sometimes the yang is the force, dominant force, and sometimes the yin. So there is no superiority or inferiority of the yang over yin or yin over yang. They all work together at the right time when the right time happens. So, I don't know whether you've heard the saying, things happen when the time is right. Because the Tao, in a way, give the decision, the time is right. We'll talk about this later, because one part of Taoism, we believe that you have free will and predestined. So one is yang, the free will is yang, and predestination is yin. But they all work together. Or evolution and creation. They're both together. One is not superior. So some people will work on this side, some people will work on this side, but they're both equal. They both work together. So that is again, another example is life, death. So flexibility, rigidity. Everything has got its equal and opposite force, and no one and nothing has got the superiority over inferiority over the other one. They're all equal.